Emotions are killing your trading in the market. You bought the best strategies and paid top dollar to learn, but yet it's still not working for you. Nor did the strategy you just bought last time work, even though you desperately tried to make it work. And if you, as a trader, if you are anything like me, then you are a research driven, hungry trader in over a decade of day trading in this market, like I have. You know, emotions are the one thing that's killing your chances to make it in trading, not the strategy. There is one essential thing you need in order to lay your emotions to eternal rest and realize your dreams in trading and realize the profit that you have that's out there for you in your trading. Because your ability to trade emotionless is your ability to realize your desires quickly. In this video, we're going to be going over exactly why emotions destroy trading, why most traders fail to fix this, the solution to this, and the components of what a winning system looks like, so that you, as the trader, you will start not just winning in the market, but you will start dominating the market and start actually profiting from whatever strategy you trade. The strategy will always be second to psychology. Let's get into the video. All right. So, when it comes to actually being able to trade and killing your emotions in trading, a lot of people think that merely just journaling your trades kills emotion. And I understand, because after day trading for over a decade, I've seen everything in the market. And I started out believing that just documenting my trades also kills emotions. However, emotion is not logical, like we talked about in our last video. And if emotions like fear is not logical, then having logical numbers to back up your system is not going to help. Because you cannot fight an illogical response with logical answers. That's the problem with fear. That's why a lot of traders are not able to fix their fear and actually start profiting in the market. But first, let's talk about why emotions destroy fear. And I'm not going to talk about this too much, not why emotions destroy fear, why emotions destroy trading. We want to destroy fear. So I don't want to talk about this too much because our last video, not our last video, 2 videos ago, talk about this, but emotions. There's many different types of emotions that we as traders are going to naturally have when trading, because emotions are an illogical response to something that hasn't even happened yet that we believe is going to happen. And as a result, we gain emotions towards it. So what's one emotion? Well, this is the emotion that most traders deal with, and the biggest one is fear. And like we talked about, fear is simply believing in something that hasn't happened yet. So you take illogical responses towards that belief you have that something bad is going to happen that hasn't happened. And that causes you to do the symptoms of fear, which is going to be seen through things like, write these over here, overtrading, hesitation, bad risk per trade, sitting out, jumping in, right? And there's so many other ones. Now, what does this mean, right? So with fear and all the other emotions we're going to be drawing, with fear, you're going to jump into trades you shouldn't be in. You're going to be over trading trades that are outside your strategy and your setup. You're going to be hesitating when you should be executing and pulling a trigger, which is going to give you a worse entry, a worse risk to reward, and an unknown profit over time, which, look, if you want unknown profits, then I suggest that you really go start gambling, because you're not going to make it in trading. I promise you. Your boy wouldn't lie to you. RD is not going to lie to you on that. You need a proven strategy. and you need to be able to execute it without hesitating. You're going to start trading absurd amounts of risk or not enough risk based upon whether you think you're going to lose or win the next trade. And last but not least, you're going to be sitting out when you should be trading, i.e., New York session rolls around, which may be your favorite session to trade. And instead of trading New York session because you got just burnt so badly in your last trading session because of losses on top of losses, you now have fear that those same losses are going to carry over. So guess what you're going to do? You're going to sit out of this trading session. Sitting out can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing as well. But if you are sitting out due to fear, that's always a bad thing. If you are sitting out due to you understanding your emotions and knowing that right now emotionally you're not in a great state to trade, that can be a beautiful thing. But understanding the why behind all of these different manifestations, I can write that on top. When I say manifestations, no, I'm not talking about praying to the monkey god for something to happen in your life. I'm not talking about any of that. And if that offended you, I'm sorry. But when I say manifestations, I mean the literal manifestations that emotions like fear and the other ones we're going to go into that they actually have when you're trading. And these manifestations are the things that blows accounts. So understanding your manifestations, you can understand the emotions behind it. So fear is the first one. Outside of fear, what else do we have, right? Because fear is always going to be typically the biggest one in traders. However, it's not always the main one. The other one that we have that I must highlight for this is going to be simple, is greed. So we're trading, right? And every single trader's goal is to do what? Is to make money. But not just make money, make a lot of money, right? And a lot of times when we try to make a lot of money, greed sets in, right? We just don't want to make a lot of money. We want to make the most money in the world. We just don't want to aim for 1 or 2%, right? Which is long-term growth and success. We want to start hitting those 10, 20, 30% months consistently. Because you probably follow somebody or heard somebody say, oh, if you just target the 1% a day, then, in the span of a whole trading month, you'll have 25% gain. Imagine what you can do with 25% gain. And I'm telling you now, you're not profitable because you listen to that advice. Greed sets in, it literally manifests in you doing all of these different things. Because you're greedy, you're going to sit out if you think you're going to lose. Because you're greedy, you're going to risk way more than you should on a trade. Because you're greedy, you're going to start hesitating before you take a trade because you're going to think you can get a better entry at a lower price if you just wait, aka hesitation. Because you're greedy, you're going to start overtrading and you're going to want to start taking as many trades as you possibly can because you think that the next trade, at every trade you win, is going to win. Or because this trade set up one last time, is going to win this time. And because of your greed, these manifestations play out. But what else? Fear, greed, and the last one that I want to touch on, right? And of course, this is not an exhaustive list. If you want an exhaustive list, join our group because I have a course that goes over all the emotions, all the manifestations, and how you're going to beat them and start dominating the market. But the last one that I want to touch on that's very common and that can make a huge difference in your trading today is going to be something very simple. And it happens to so many traders that are not winning, not making money in the market, not necessarily successful in the market. But if you don't dominate this now, you're never going to be successful. Frustration. Why is frustration important? Every trader gets frustrated in the market. It happens. I don't allow it to happen, right? Because I'm going to tell you exactly how I kill all three of these emotions and even more that I'm not even talking about in this video because I don't want to dive too deep. But I'm going to show you exactly how I kill all of these in my trading. But for people that don't have what I'm about to share with you, frustration is always going to set in. This frustration is literally you as a trader. You know how much we love stick figures here. You have a super deformed head, but that's fine. I'm going to cover it up with some hair All right, perfect. You look a little bit normal now. So you as the trader, you have expectations, right? And these expectations that you as the trader has, if these expectations for money, your desired outcome, quitting your job, becoming a whatever, if these expectations that you as a trader have in the market, if these expectations are not met, then guess what happens? You start to get da 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 da. You start to get frustrated. Why? Because you have expectations, but your expectations are not lining up to your reality, which is money. So you start to get frustrated. And when you're frustrated, boy, oh boy, trading becomes hell. And I'm going to show you exactly why. Because understand and notice how all of these emotions invoke the same manifestation. When you're frustrated, you're going to start taking on more risk because you want to make more money. You're frustrated that you've been losing. You want your account to get back in the green, back in the positive. You start taking on more risk. You start sitting out. Why? Because you're frustrated, you're losing. You need a breather. You're just tired and sick of trading right now. So you're just going to start sitting out of the market. You're going to start hesitating. Why? Because you're frustrated when you're losing and you don't want to keep losing. So you're going to hesitate because you don't think this trade will win for you for whatever reason. You're over trading. Why? Because you're frustrated. When you're frustrated, you do stuff that's illogical. And just like when you're frustrated, you do stuff that's stupid that doesn't make sense. The same thing happens with trading, but the difference is it's going to cost you a whole lot of money, and it's going to cost you, the trader with the deformed head but nice hair, is going to cause you to start over trading. You're going to start jumping in trades you shouldn't take. And these are just all the manifestations that emotions come into play when we talk about trading. And the thing that's super important that I want you guys all to see is that it doesn't matter if it's fear, if it's greed, if it's frustration, or any of the other emotions that I don't want to get into in this video. These manifestations, and there's a lot more manifestations than these, but these manifestations are always going to come and show apparent in your life as a trader. And these manifestations are the things we can draw to the side. These manifestations, I'm saying the word so much, I'm stuttering over it now. These manifestations are the thing that blows your accounts. And once you have enough accounts blown, you start to lose faith in trading, start to lose faith in your abilities as the trader. And that's when people quit right before they're about to succeed. And you quit for due reason because you quit because you think, and this is so important, I got to write this in a different color. You quit because you think strategy is God. And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter what religion you are, whatever, strategy will never be God. Strategy is not even the most important thing in trading. It never will be. Emotions will always dominate and sit in front of strategy. And if you've seen my videos, you know my take that you can flip a coin and trade based off that decision. That's not financial advice. But if you have the right emotions and risk management in place, you will make a ton of money. That's how important emotions are in having a proven system that you back tested. That's why I tell people all the time, RD, I just learned a strategy. I'm not making money with it. How can I start making money? Look, learn your strategy. You don't even have to master the strategy. Just learn the strategy and then go learn psychology. Because if you just have a basic idea of your strategy, if you're able to trade your strategy on the live market, then you need to go learn psychology. Because once you learn psychology, in order to master and dominate your emotions, you're going to make a ton of money with your strategy. And I'm going to make a video on this because a lot of gurus, they want you to spend so much time learning their strategy, paying them to learn their strategy. But guess what? It only takes about a week to learn a strategy. You know, how hard is it to learn ICT? How hard is it to learn a break and retest strategy? However, you're spending a lot of time learning your strategy. Why? Because you think that learning your strategy well enough, and this is a crazy thing to think, but you think that you're learning your strategy well enough will result in, I'm gonna do a little squat here for you, will result in you as a trader earning profits. And one thing I can promise you is that you learning your strategy very well will never result in you creating profits. Why? Because strategy doesn't matter. Strategy is not your God. You need to learn emotions in trading. You need to learn risk management in trading. And I promise you that with whatever strategy you have, if your emotions are in check and your risk management is great and you have a proven strategy, right? Proven just means back tested. If you don't know what that means, go watch our past video. I'll link it in the top right now. You should see a little pop up right here. And if it doesn't show up, super awkward. My camera guy dropped the ball on that. But your strategy is the most important part. So you learning your strategy better is not you as a trader getting more profits. That's why when people ask me, I always tell them, just go learn your strategy, get a good handle idea of it, and then come to me and I will teach you the psychology and we will develop a system. Take my system. I've been trading for over a decade. Take my system and you will start making money in trading. Of course, that's not financial advice. And of course, past results can't indicate future, but that's to show you the importance of emotions over strategy. And again, I'm going to make a whole video on this because it's so important. And it's really a lie that we've been taught in this industry that the better you know your strategy, the more time you spend when you're guru with the strategy, the more money you make. And I'm telling you now, that is a trap and you're just making their pockets fatter. You need to learn emotions. You need to master emotions and you need a system to kill it. But okay, so we know why emotion destroys trading. That's great. But how can we start fixing this? And not even how can we start fixing this, but more importantly, why do most traders in the market, right? Because this is pretty easy to fix. So, how do most traders fail? This is exactly how they do. Let's get into part two. I always love part two. The reason why I love part two is because part two builds on part one. So if you know that part one was good, then you need to just hold your socks for part two. All right. Board is nice and decently clean as it can possibly get. So why do most traders fail to fix this? And we can write this up here is why most traders fail. Why most traders fail to fix it. And the reason why most traders fail to fix it is incredibly simple. It's because traders, and let me draw this down here. Traders often overbelieve and overestimate in themselves, and it always takes form in willpower, if you grasp this right here, then you will understand why literally over 90% of traders fail. And even the woke traders, right? Just like we use woke, same meaning of woke, just like the traders that are woke in the market and they know that psychology is the most important part. Guess what? Over 90% of those people will fail. I'm telling you this from experience of over a decade. And the reason why they fail to fix their emotions, even though they believe they fix their emotions, but they still keep losing, is because of these 3 points. First, let's go over willpower. What is willpower? Willpower is you saying that, okay, emotions are important, right? And I get emotions are important, but I think that I have strong enough willpower as a trader, right? Another little stick figure. I think me as a trader, I have strong enough willpower, right? And able to actually avoid being able to avoid emotions. Because emotions is that thing that stands between you as a trader and you being able to make actual money in the market. Emotions is that thing that stands in the way. And willpower is saying that I, as the trader, I truly believe that I am able to use and demonstrate willpower in the market as the trader in order to skate around emotions in order to make money. That's why you're losing. Because you think, because you know you shouldn't hesitate, okay, I just won't hesitate. Because you think you know I shouldn't overtrade, oh, I just won't overtrade. Just willpower alone. And guess what? You're always going to be losing money. You're always going to be in a perpetual state of loss in the market if you think willpower alone is enough to overcome emotions. Because understand what this diagram is showing, that even though you think you have avoided it by going around it, whatever, emotions still exist. And as long as emotions still exist, it will always come back to defeat you. And that's just a reality of it. Third point, number 3, uno dos tres, ignorance. You didn't know your boy was Spanish. Already trades a little bit Spanish. Uno dos, ignorance. Now, what is ignorance and why is it important? Look, ignorance is you saying, look, I may know trade, I may know or I may not know, right? In this example, let's just say that you as a trader, stick figure number 3 on the board, this may be a record, right? Let's just say that you as a trader, you know, or rather of fact, you don't know that emotions equal you not making money. So a lot of traders, and this is the problem why most traders fail, and why most traders fail to fix, because they are ignorant to the fact of just how big emotions are when it comes to losing money. I go to argue because most people spend so much time, like we already talked about, looking at their strategy and making sure the strategy is perfect and spending a lot of time there and a lot of money there. Great, you have a proven strategy. That's the least important part. That they are ignorant to the fact of just how important emotions are when it actually comes to making money in the market. So a lot of traders fail to fix it because they fail to realize just how important emotions are in trading. Right? But let's just say you say, all right, RD, I get it. All right. I don't have willpower, right? I stopped using willpower. I don't believe in that stuff. I know emotions are important. I'm taking the time to learn it. Perfect. I know ignorance, right? I'm not ignorant to how important emotions are. I know exactly how important emotions are in trading. Again, perfect. And if you checked all those boxes, guess what? We're left with the last one. And the last one is going to be prioritization. And what is prioritization, right? In life, we prioritize different things. It happens all the time. You may go to the doctor, right, to get your checkup before you decide to take that road trip to California with your family. Why? Because you have priorities and you know that your health is the most important thing you have. So you prioritize it. You make sure that that's done first before anything else. And a lot of traders, their prioritization stack is incomplete. What the heck is a prioritization stack? They may see strategy most important, right? They may see funded accounts as second. They may see what's another great one? They may see let's just say risk management. And risk management is very important. It's not most important, right? They may see the underlying, which is the basically assets, right? So forex, to my forex people out there, think I've been day trading for over a decade, along with stocks as well, is that your asset can be your pair, it can be the stock you're trading, and commodities, it can be gold, silver, oil, whatever. But they see, okay, I need to trade the best pair in forex or best stock in the stock market possible, right, in order to start making money. So they prioritize like this. This is number 1, most important strategy. This is number 2, getting funded accounts. This is number 3, understanding I have great risk management. This is number 4, which is the asset in which I'm actually trading. And this is people's prioritization stack. And then they may have a few other things here, right? When it comes to trading, right? I have no idea what it is, but they may have a few other things. And under all of this is emotions, if they have that at all as a priority. So guess what? When you put the most important thing, right, last on your prioritization stack, then that means that you give it the least amount of time, the least amount of importance. You're not investing money into learning and dominating your emotions. And since we know that emotions is the number one reason why traders fail in the market, guess what? You're always going to fail, right? Because you have the wrong prioritization in the market when it comes to you making money as a trader. And it's not your fault, right? It's the fact of ignorance. It's the fact of a lot of people that you follow out there. They're preaching strategy, strategy, strategy. And I'm telling you, don't focus on strategy. Don't focus on funded accounts. Don't focus on risk. Don't focus on assets. You focus on emotions, and everything else will fall into line. Prioritization. So that's why a lot of traders fail to fix it. Simply because they don't understand these 3 points that are likely causing them to fail to fix their emotional state in trading, even if they know it's important. So take an inventory of yourself. All right. And that's something super important. Uh, One thing that my aunt always used to say to me, okay, you know all of this knowledge. What does that mean? Take an inventory of yourself. Take an inventory of your trading, because knowledge without application is futile. The point of learning is not knowing. The point of learning, and this is true in all things, the point of learning is not knowing. Put my trusty eraser down. The point of knowing is, in fact, mastery. And let's just write that down on the board real quick, because that is such an important point. And this is not the point that I'm trying to even go over. But we have learning in the market, right? And learning is so beautiful, because the point, again, I'm writing this because this is so important that you take notes. The point and this is something so true that I've learned after, again, over a decade. The point of learning is not knowing. The point of learning is mastery. It's not enough to know you need psychology. It's not enough to know you need emotions to die in your trading in order to start making money, but you need to be able to master this topic. And mastery only comes by what? Practice. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story, right? That's a whole nother deep dive in the course. But focusing on what we have here for this video is the solution, right? So as I said, as long as emotions are still alive, this is huge. Because as long as emotions in your trading are still alive, it's always going to equal you blowing your account or you never realizing your desires in trading. And it's so true. What the heck do I mean by that? You remember from the last example we had, right? That when you have willpower, when you want to display willpower, you think that merely being able to circumvent emotions is going to lead to profit. But as long as it's still alive, I don't care if you circumvent it, it's always going to come back to kill you. It's kind of like the Predator, right? With the Predator, you know, the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, getting the chopper, that movie. With the Predator, You can't just run away from it because it's always going to find you and track you down and kill you. You have to kill that thing before it permanently ends your trading. Your trading is already suffering from it. But permanently ending your trading means you lose so much hope you just stop trading. And I've seen a lot of people do that. But how do we do that? How are we able to actually kill this emotion so emotions are no longer alive? And very simple, which is the point of this channel and the point of this whole video, is to create a system. Now, RD, what the heck is a system, right? Now, if you've been watching my YouTube videos before, you probably have a pretty good grasp on what a system is. But what the heck is a system, right? And if you don't know what a system is, again, let's see. And if my finger's in the wrong place, it's going to be super embarrassing. But I think right up here, video just popped up. Check it out. It goes more in depth on what a system is. But over a decade of trading, I have developed my own proprietary system that I use to trade the market. Right? So let's use me over here. Right? It's a system that I use in order to kill emotions equals, I should have left myself more room, money equals system. And I know this is a terrible equation, right? Because I didn't leave myself enough room. But you as a trader, your ability to kill emotions is your ability to make the money, which is a system. If we read it backwards, system equals a lot of money in trading because it equals killing your emotions as you as a trader. And this is the most important thing to see, know, and understand when it comes to trading, that without a system, it's not possible to make money in the long term. Because a system is going to do a few things, which is super helpful to you as a trader. But not just that, but also understanding what the point of learning is. Because this system, and I'm going to draw this equation. I trust everybody watched the previous video, so I'm not going to go in depth on the system. But system is going to take the psychology, strategy, right? Psychology is going to take the strategy, it's going to take all of that, right? And it's going to marry these two, right? Psychology being dominant, which is killing the emotions, strategy being less important. And once you marry these two and have a execution, this is most important, the execution of it, right? It's not enough to have psychology or strategy if you don't have an execution strategy behind it. That's always going to equal profits in the long term. That's why my quote, my patented quote, if there's ever an RD Trades book of quotes, this may be the first one. Don't pay thousands for a strategy, pay thousands for a system, because it's the system that's going to make you rich in trading. Now, if you want to aim for a few good months out of the year, then focus on strategy. If you want to have a hot 10% week and lose money after that, focus on strategy. But if you want to actually become, just achieve whatever your heart's desires are in trading, you need to focus on a system. And this is something that I see no people out there teaching. This is exactly why I needed to make this channel, in order to teach people what the heck is a system, but B, how can you access my system that I personally use? Because the beautiful thing about a system is that it's killing your emotions, which is creating a whole lot of money when you trade. And depending on how you set up your system, it can be totally hands-free, or it can be you trading every day. It doesn't matter how it is, but this system is going to allow you to be able to kill emotions. And without a system, I don't care what strategy you have, I don't care how great your mental is, if you don't have a system, it will always be impossible for you as the trader. You don't have eyes. I think I made this as me. I think this was me. There we go. I'm gonna give you a little messed up face. But you as a trader, you will never be able to make money if you don't develop a system. And when I say money, I didn't get into day trading over a decade ago just to have, 10, 20, $30,000 months. I got into day trading over a decade ago to totally change and transform my life. I wasn't content with working a job while trading. I wanted trading to be my number one thing. And I'm telling you now, you as a trader will not make money until you have developed a system in the market. And some traders, they trade their strategy without even knowing or understanding that they actually created a system, but they created a system inadvertently without even knowing it. Create this system and start profiting in the market today. Because remember the bedrock quote from this video. Remember the bedrock quote. Remember what everything is based off on. Learning. And in order to earn, you must learn. It's a biblical principle. The point of learning is not just to know. It's not enough to know you need a system. It's not enough to know what a system is. You need to have a system and use it every single day. The point of learning is not knowing. The point of learning is mastery. The point of learning is doing. That's why I have my community, and it's absolutely free. And I want to teach you what exactly a system is inside and out. I already have videos that tease on it, but I want to give you a crash course on the system. Not only that, I want to give you my proprietary system that I use as a trader, and it's going to kill your emotions in the market. I want to be able to give you these things. I want you to be able to start winning, and not just winning, but winning in a big way. But that doesn't come from merely digesting this knowledge and moving on to the next guru or video you see, but that comes from you actually taking the time. What? It takes time? I want you to actually take the time to master this. Join me below, my completely free group, where I have free Zoom calls that I have with my private group, where I have free one-on-ones that I post from my private paid group. I post it in my free group as well. And I want you to learn from that content. I want you to adopt my system in the market. And once you do that, you will quickly learn that strategy is the least important thing when trading. And once you not just know that strategy is the least important thing, but once you realize, know, understand, and master the idea that strategy is the least important thing, that is when, my friend, another stick figure, that is when you as a trader are truly going to be able to have whatever desires that you want when it comes to trading. I know that there was one part that we left out on this video, and that one part that we left out was going to be what makes a great system. And for this video, I don't even think that's necessary, because in my free group, I'm going to dive into exactly what makes a great system. So if you want to learn that part, definitely check out that link in the bio. Until next time.